This video has been brought to you by Robbie Ector and the Double Minority. A while ago, in an interview with Oprah Winfrey, actress Raven-Symoné made a controversial statement regarding how she viewed herself on the basis of race. The interview came on the back of Raven celebrating the legalization of same-sex marriage. In the sit-down, she tells Oprah,
"I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American."
Oh, girl, don't set up this Twitter on fire.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm
oh,
sorry.
My Lord. What did you just say? Stop the tape right now. Okay.
I will say this.
What?
I mean, I don't know where my roots go to. I don't know how far back they go. I can't go on, I don't know how far back, and I don't know what country in Africa I'm from. But I do know that my roots are in Louisiana. I'm an American. And that's a colorless person. Because we're all people. I have lots of things running through my veins.
I mean, you're going to get a lot of flack for saying you're not African American. You know that, right?
I don't label myself.
Okay. So I want you to say what you really mean by that.
What I really mean by that is I'm an American. That's what I really mean. I have darker skin. I have a nice, interesting grade of hair. I connect with Caucasian. I connect with Asian. I connect with Black. I connect with Indian. I connect with each culture.
You are a melting pot in one body.
Aren't we all?
Yes.
Isn't that what America's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's
for
what
sure.
it's supposed to be. I personally feel that way.
this outraged much of the black community in America. Oprah even warned her that she would receive flack for it in the interview. The black community viewed her as rejecting her own people under the guise of being American. Many stated that it was hypocritical to say that she didn't want to be labeled, and then went on to say that she's an American, which is a label in and of itself, especially after she made the comments about not hiring people on the basis of names that would be considered ethnic or ghetto.
Just to bring it back, can we take back racist and say discriminatory? Because I think that's a better word.
Yes, it is a much better
That's
word.
a better word, and I am very discriminatory against words like the ones that they were saying in those names. I'm not about to hire you if your name is Watermelon Andrea. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to hire you.
cannot
That's
hire
not your-
At first, I was with the general public when it came to Raven. It is important not to get too caught up in labels. However, it is also critical to understand that in the real world, you are going to be labeled by others, and it would be ignorant to go about your life pretending that you will not. It wasn't until Whoopi Goldberg defended Raven's comments on The View that I fully understood what she meant.
This is why I always say to you, you gotta vote. People lost their lives to be able to get out and say to this country, I'm an American. That's why I love you when you say, and I know you take a lot of crap. People when you say, you know what, do not call me an African American. I feel the same way because my great grandmother fought for the right to be an American.
To be called an
be
American.
and be given all of the rights that Americans are entitled to. And that includes the right to vote in this country. We have that right.
To put everything in perspective, if you're going to call a white person American and then call me an African American in the same sentence, then no, I am not an African American. I'm an American of African origin. Now, if you're going to call a white person European American, a person of Hispanic origin, Latin American, and then me African American, then that's fine. People keep discussing the history behind all of this. Let us remember that our culture and customs were beaten out of us when we arrived here, and we were forced to assimilate to American culture. We now have traditional American names today. In addition, names that are considered to be African American, names that people foolishly refer to as hood or ghetto names, are not of African descent, but were created by us when we arrived here. The culture that African Americans have had to develop is completely new and totally different than anything we had in Africa, and is more American than African by all means. You can go out and get Mexican and Chinese food, but how often can you go out and get African? What is the African American equivalent to Taco Bell or Panda Express? Again, soul food is something that we established and created when we arrived here. Even down to Christianity, which was taught to us when we arrived here. We celebrate Christmas, 4th of July, Easter. We cook hamburgers, hot dogs, ribs, and French fries, etc. We have become ingrained in this American experience. Unlike most Latin Americans, I cannot speak the tongue of my native land. I cannot go and visit the country I came from. I cannot eat the traditional food and celebrate the holidays of my native land. I do not still have traces of my native land in my name and wardrobe. I do not know the flag of my native land to proudly display within my home or on the background of my phone. If I wanted to trace my origin, I would have to pay to send a swab of saliva off to Ancestry.com. Even then, I honestly wouldn't be any closer to my native land. Many Africans who still have their culture may very well be descendants of the same families that sold my ancestors into slavery. Africans today do not see us as one and the same, just as Mexicans and Puerto Ricans similarly do not see each other as the same. I understand where I come from, and I know the roots of my ancestry. But again, for anyone to call a white person an American and then call me African American somewhat undermines the equality that my people fought for within this country and further works to segregate a country that supposedly stands for integration. If you learned anything today, please give this video a like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, I look forward to continuing the discussion and conversation down below. Have a great day.